Welcome back to Build on Wisdom, Episode 2, Proverbs 2, Knowledge is Your Competitive Advantage. In our last lesson, we learned that wisdom must come before wealth. Today, Solomon answers the next question. How do you actually become wise? Many people believe wisdom arrives automatically with age. Solomon disagrees. Wisdom is not inherited. It is pursued. Knowledge is not collected by accident. It is intentionally sought. That changes everything. The difference between an average business and an exceptional one is often not effort, it is understanding. Two companies may work equally hard. One succeeds, the other struggles. Why? Because one learns faster, one asks better questions, one studies its mistakes, one develops discernment. That is what Proverbs chapter 2 teaches. Knowledge becomes a competitive advantage when it is pursued with humility and applied with discipline. Imagine two builders standing on the same piece of land. Both have the same budget, the same tools, the same materials. One studies the soil before building, the other begins immediately. Months later, one building stands straight, the other develops cracks. The difference was not effort, the difference was preparation. Preparation creates opportunities that luck can never provide. Solomon tells us that wisdom must be searched for like hidden treasure. Think about that comparison. People will search tirelessly for gold, for silver, for investment opportunities, for new customers, for more revenue. But how many people search for wisdom with the same intensity? That question reveals priorities, because whatever we pursue most passionately eventually shapes our future. Knowledge is not an expense, it is an investment. Every book you read, every mentor you learn from, every skill you develop, every lesson you document, every mistake you analyze, adds another brick to the foundation of your future. That is why learning never ends for wise leaders. The moment you believe you know enough, growth begins to slow. The strongest leaders remain lifelong students. They stay curious, they stay humble, they ask questions, they welcome correction, because they understand something many people never do. The more you learn, the better your decisions become, and better decisions compound into extraordinary results. Now that we understand wisdom must be pursued, the next question is, how do we pursue it? Solomon gives us a process, not a motivational speech, a process. He tells us to receive instruction, to treasure wisdom, to incline our ears, to apply our hearts, to cry out for understanding, to seek wisdom like silver, and to search for it as hidden treasure. Every one of those actions requires intention. Wisdom is not passive, it is active. The greatest leaders never stop learning because they understand one simple truth. Your business can never permanently outgrow your ability to lead it. As your company grows, your thinking must grow, your discipline must grow, your character must grow. Otherwise, your business eventually reaches the limits of your leadership. Learning is not preparation for leadership. Learning is leadership. The moment you believe you've arrived, you begin falling behind. Imagine two business owners. One spends every evening watching entertainment. The other spends 30 minutes studying leadership, communication, finance, negotiation, technology, customer psychology, and scripture. 5 years later, which leader will make better decisions? Which company will be stronger? Which family will benefit more? The difference isn't talent. The difference is what each person consistently fed their mind. Your mind is your greatest business asset. Protect it, train it, invest in it. Because every decision your company makes begins inside someone's mind. Now let's apply this to a real-world example. Imagine you're bidding on a commercial construction project. Two companies submit nearly identical prices. Both have capable crews, quality equipment, and experience. One company spends time understanding the customer's real concerns. They study the project, they ask thoughtful questions, they identify risk before construction begins. They prepare a detailed execution plan. The other company simply submits a price. Who wins? Most often, the company that understands more. Knowledge creates confidence. Confidence builds trust. Trust wins business. A real estate investor who studies neighborhoods avoids mistakes. A software company that understands its users creates what people want. A consultant who asks better questions delivers better solutions. Knowledge is not about impressing others. It is about serving others more effectively. That is why Build on Wisdom exists. We pursue wisdom so we can solve bigger problems, lead with greater integrity, and leave a stronger legacy. Solomon also gives us a warning. Knowledge without character becomes dangerous. Knowledge without humility becomes pride. Knowledge without action becomes wasted potential. That is why Proverbs never separates wisdom from integrity. The goal is not simply to know more. The goal is to become someone who consistently does what is right with what they know. Ask yourself, what knowledge have I been postponing? What skill would most strengthen my ability to serve others? What book should I finally read? What mentor should I finally call? What conversation have I been avoiding because I know it will challenge me? The answers to those questions may point directly toward your next season of growth. The marketplace rewards value. Value grows through wisdom. Wisdom grows through disciplined learning, and disciplined learning begins with humility. Today, choose to become a lifelong student, because the leader who keeps learning keeps growing, and the leader who keeps growing builds organizations that continue serving people long after others stop improving. Knowledge is valuable, but knowledge alone is not enough. Every day, people gain new information. Very few gain discernment. Discernment is what separates information from wisdom. Discernment is the ability to recognize truth from error, opportunity from distraction, and good decisions from decisions that only appear good on the surface. In business, discernment is one of the greatest competitive advantages you can develop. Not every customer is the right customer. Not every opportunity is the right opportunity. Not every partnership is the right partnership. And not every profitable deal is worth accepting. Solomon teaches us to first ask whether the opportunity aligns with wisdom. Discernment asks different questions. Does this decision align with my values? Will this decision strengthen or weaken my reputation? Will it serve people honestly? Will it help build something that lasts? Or am I being driven by fear, pride, greed, or impatience? Those questions protect leaders from making expensive mistakes. Now let's turn this into an operating system. Imagine every important business decision must pass through 5 filters. The first filter is truth. Do I have accurate information? The second is purpose. Does this move me closer to the mission? The third is stewardship. Do I have the capacity? The fourth is integrity. Would I be comfortable explaining this to everyone? The fifth is legacy. How will this affect things 10 or 20 years from today? Wise leaders think beyond today's profit. They think about tomorrow's consequences. Now let's see how this works in practice. Imagine you're offered a partnership that promises rapid growth. The numbers look attractive, but you discover the potential partner has a reputation for breaking promises. Employees frequently leave. Customers complain. What should you do? Many people see only the financial opportunity. Wisdom sees the hidden cost. Your reputation becomes connected to theirs. Their habits influence your culture. Discernment recognizes that saying no to the wrong opportunity creates room to say yes to the right one. Sometimes the most profitable decision is the one you never make. Think about the decisions you're facing today. Before making that decision, slow down. Walk it through the 5 filters: truth, purpose, stewardship, integrity, legacy. If one of those areas raises concern, don't ignore it. Investigate it, ask questions, seek counsel, give wisdom time to work. Many expensive mistakes happen because people confuse urgency with importance. Everything important deserves thoughtful consideration. Preparation is wisdom in action. This week, identify one decision you've been postponing. Instead of making it emotionally, apply the 5 filters. Write your answers. Pray about them. Seek wise counsel. Then move forward with confidence. Because confidence built on wisdom is far stronger than confidence built on emotion. Remember, knowledge gives you information, discernment gives you direction, wisdom gives you the courage to act on what is right. These 3 working together become one of the greatest competitive advantages any leader will ever possess. As we close today's lesson, I want to leave you with a challenge. Proverbs chapter 2 teaches us that wisdom is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone willing to pursue it with humility, discipline, and persistence. God does not hide wisdom from us. He invites us to seek it. That means every day presents an opportunity to become a better leader than we were yesterday. Not because we know more, but because we are becoming more. The greatest competitive advantage in business is not technology. Technology changes. It is not capital. Money comes and goes. It is not connections. Relationships change. It is not talent. Talent without discipline eventually reaches its limit. The greatest competitive advantage is a leader who consistently grows in wisdom, because wise leaders build wise organizations. Wise decisions create trust. Trust creates opportunity. Opportunity creates lasting prosperity. This week, I want you to complete 5 practical assignments. First, choose one area of business where you know the least and invest 1 hour learning. Second, read 1 chapter from a leadership book with a pen in hand. Third, schedule 1 conversation with a mentor. Fourth, review 1 recent business decision and ask what could be improved. Finally, write 1 sentence that will guide your decisions this week. Complete these before episode 3. Now let's review today's CEO principle. Knowledge pursued with humility becomes wisdom. Wisdom applied consistently becomes excellence. Excellence practiced over time becomes a legacy. Remember, God is far more interested in the person you are becoming than the money you are making. As your thinking improves, your decisions improve. And when you serve people with integrity, you honor God through your work. If God entrusted you with 10 times the responsibility you have today, would your current habits sustain it? Wisdom can be learned. Leadership can be developed. That journey begins today. Thank you for joining us for episode 2 of the Solomon Business Operating System. This is Build on Wisdom. Join us for episode 3, where we explore Proverbs chapter 3, trust, stewardship, and sustainable growth. Visit buildonwisdom.com to learn more. Until then, choose wisdom first. Thank you for joining us.